Welcome to the Own Your Best Life podcast. I'm May Emson, your host, leadership and mindset coach. Here, we talk all things spiritual, mindset, business, leadership, and wellness for the modern seeker who wants to align their life with purpose and inspiration. We'll cover career changes, stress management, meditation, energy, intuition, and more. Each episode holds spiritual and practical tools to help you live a life of your wildest dreams without getting burnt out along the way. Ready to live a life on your own terms? This is the Own Your Best Life podcast. Welcome, friends, to episode number 36 of the Own Your Best Life podcast. There are so many times when we face challenges, uncertainty, and difficulty on our journeys. We think that we finally figured out what we're supposed to do here on this planet, or at least our next step. Yet something happens and we start to question everything again. We start to ask ourselves, am I doing something wrong? What is wrong with me? Does this mean I'm not meant for this? And if you're feeling this way, today's podcast will help you on your journey as you discover what it means to finally be happy. One of the biggest illusions about happiness is that it's supposed to feel good. We're supposed to feel good all the time. Things are supposed to work out for us. We should feel overjoyed, excited, and motivated constantly. We also think we should be able to do what others have done. Hey, if they did it, why can't I do it? And why is it not working out for me? We don't want to have these down days. We don't want to fail. We don't lose. That is a belief, right? We don't lose. We want to be winners. We want to feel all the good feelings. And we want to see success. And we want to see success come in the form of wealth, of certainty, and recognition. And we see these as the signs of momentum, the signs that we're doing everything, quote unquote, right. What happens, though, when you wake up with that feeling of uncertainty? What happens when your bank account runs low? What happens when no one likes or sees what you're doing? What happens when these markers of success don't exist for you? Does this mean we should stop? What do we do then? So we start on our paths of self-discovery or self-actualization as children. We're forming our impressions of what is safe or not safe to do and just figuring everything out in terms of what will give us love. We learn how to navigate all the many decisions and the choices that we have about who to love, who to marry, what to study, what job to take, what to spend our money on, and what we expect of our lives. And we do all of that through the lens of a need for connection, of the need for love and for safety. And in this process, we develop so many rules that come from all sorts of places, from friends, from family, schools, workplaces, and all the many halls of society that we walk down. If you want to be accepted, cared for, and thought of well, here are all the rules. We believe them until one day someone comes along and says, hey, what about those rules of yours? Why do you have that? Or someone shows you that they live by different rules, or your rules just no longer work for the life that you want. And what if your rules then about your success markers were no longer up to date? What if you knew with certainty that uncertainty was truly a gift? What if you felt abundant every time your bank account began to dip? And what if you felt like you were truly seen even when no one recognizes you? These were the questions I would start pondering when I began to experience the edge of discomfort that comes from any new or different endeavors. When I moved out of the spaces of incredible excitement, energy, or flow, began to doubt, worry, or fear, I knew that this moment wasn't the end of the story. But what do I do with this feeling? Do I stuff it back inside me because it's unwanted? Do I let it derail me because it means that I'm not supposed to be doing this? Do I let it ruin my current present moment with myself, my kids, my team, and those that I'm showing up for because I don't deserve joy? I began to realize that no amount of quote unquote success was going to keep me or you safe from these moments of uncertainty. No amount of stability would create complete freedom from these shifts in energy in our personal or professional lives. And if this was the case, then I wanted to learn to steady myself for these moments, to see them as a beginning and not the end. And for each of these moments that are occurring, you can think of them as these small loops of energy, and we are the ones that get to complete them. I want you to start thinking about life in an entirely different way, the way of a brave spirit, which is that there is no certainty except that which you create inside yourself. The certainty that you'll show up for this moment with an open heart and a clear mind, and after the storm of the emotions pass, you'll see that the sky is still there, ever supportive and ever existing. And in that same way, each of these harder moments still have a sky behind them and they're looking for you to find them. But instead of looking down, look up. Look up and see that your ability to see that this hard conversation, loss, rejection, silence, or defeat is a question for you to answer. And the question is this: will you have the fortitude to show up? Will you stay? Will you listen for the lesson? For every smile or hug or birth, there is sadness, there's a goodbye, or there's death, and a full cycle of energy that exists for every moment. We've just been under a delusion that life should only have the one dimension of success that looks like money, recognition, or some kind of certainty. What if, what if we could just fly across our life with more lightness and see that these things are only one part of what creates happiness? Money feels good because you didn't have it at one point. Recognition is appreciated because it can be rare. Certainty is glorified because life is so uncertain. Do you see now how we're fighting against the natural currents of our life? That we think that the thing that is so rare is that which is to be so desired, which means this: we're setting ourselves up to be entirely unhappy. We're fixated on a point in time based on a contrast, a difference to what we perceive to be good versus bad. So flip the script, make the rules up as you go, and realize that there is no one way to live your life and your truth. And sure, there are going to be some very loud voices telling you that you're wrong. For sure. If you're still listening to this podcast, however, you're likely realizing that those voices, no matter how loud they are, may not be entirely right either. You'll start to question what happiness means to you, and that's a good thing. You can ask questions and let yourself discover what will be the source of your inner peace, your wisdom, and your strength. And the ability to see this polarity is the reason we are so happy. That difficulty means ease, that sickness means health. And these things that are so far apart, yet are also the same. While this can feel like we're rewriting what your goals and desires are for your life, it's not. It's the ability, though, to see that on your way to something that feels good, you can feel good about the fact that you're not feeling good. And if you can, in your next moment of challenge, have one brief, you can make it longer than a millisecond, but even a brief millisecond where you pause and you smile to yourself thinking, this is it. This challenge is the thing that is going to be why something becomes good. you'll have done it. You'll have stayed with this moment. You will have the fortitude to show up, and you'll have learned the lesson, and you'll have lifted the veil and seen through the illusions of happiness. And what you'll find on the other side of that is something that is so much more fulfilling, and that is your peace. So I love you, my friends, and if you're looking to shift your perspective in an entirely new way for this coming year, you'll want to join my 2021 planning retreat, which is called Your Best Year. It's on December 13th, and we'll retreat over the course of an afternoon together. We'll be virtually healing, creating, and manifesting your life in 2021. So spaces are limited, and you can sign up at www.mayemson.com/your-best-year. Have a good one, my friends, and I will see you next time. Thanks for staying with me today. I am recording this while I'm traveling, so I appreciate the patience. I'm cooking up some amazing things for you all, and I am doing this in my hotel room. And I thank you guys for all of your support and for listening week after week. With that, sending you so many blessings, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks so much for joining us this week on Own Your Best Life. Make sure to subscribe to the show on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts so that you'll never miss a show. And while you're at it, can you please rate and review on iTunes? I would so appreciate it. Share it with a friend, take a screenshot of it, and tag @MayEmson. This helps continue to get the word out. For more show notes and resources, check out www.mayemson.com. You'll have all the links to everything you heard here today. Thanks so much for listening. It's time to own your best life.